everybody, it's me, Zombie, and I'm gonna be busy this next week, so by the time you see this, I will be out of town doing a super secret thing that I can't wait to tell you about. But don't worry, I have something really cool in store for you while I'm gone. I have Adam here with me, and he's working on something really cool.
So, a couple weeks ago, or maybe a few weeks ago at this point, you finished your Junkrat costume, and watching you get your photo shoot done, and how amazing it looked, and it was like genuinely an inspiring thing. And I was like, I really fucked up. I love Overwatch, I love cosplay, I love cosplaying with you. Why the fuck didn't I make an Overwatch costume? So I decided to make a Roadhog.
Yes!
So I figured, well, I'll show you off what I have of that so far. It's not a lot, but I've learned a lot, and I put a lot of work into it, even though it may not look that way.
You really have been learning a lot of new techniques, and you've been working really hard on this about every day. I mean, you've been staying late at the studio and getting a lot of work done.
I don't have a crazy amount to show for it, but I'll explain why. So I started off, this is the first piece I made, and this is pretty much just stuff that I'm already familiar with. It's this little wrist piece, so it kind of goes like this.
Yeah.
And this is just, put some foam, I bent it, I cut little grooves into it, I made little nuts out of foam, I took a screwdriver, heated up, and I bent that in, and I think it looks pretty good.
And your plan is to get this done by PAX South,
PAX South. So hopefully by PAX South, you'll see us walking around in Roadhog and Junkrat.
Yeah.
Let me clear my cat off here. So the next thing I did was I made a shoulder piece.
Get it.
And this is not the shoulder piece. But I sort of looked in Bill Duran's book. I took the basic shape for a shoulder. I was like, okay, it fits and all that. And you can see that I've used this for a bunch of different testing, and I'll explain that. Then I sort of took that and I cleaned up the shapes, and I cut it into a nicer form.
Can I see this? Will you pull up the other piece? And you can see it here, he's testing colors and rivets and kind of testing out metallic paint.
I kept this around because I was like, listen, I have a million things I'm gonna need to test for this. I might as well just keep a scrap piece around. So like I was testing cutting out a groove for the little circle that goes on his, the little tie that goes on his shoulder. I was testing, the rivets, which I used a sharpened PVC pipe as per Bill Duran. Tested different colored paints and how they would look on the yellow. This is the yellow I landed on. It's OSHA yellow or safety yellow because he's a Roadhog. I figured that's probably the yellow he uses. You know, keeping this stupid piece of scrap foam around has been really, really helpful.
Cool.
And then I landed on this, and this is partially done shoulder. Looks like that.
Oh yeah,
so
that fits really well. That's awesome.
I just put a gloss black on the center for now. It's going to be yellow soon. I haven't got my paint in yet. But I put a matte black around for the border, and I just taped it off because it's done other than weathering. I'm gonna mask the little rivets off. And then I took a utility blade and I sort of just chopped that off so I had room to fit my tire. So the shoulder,
this is masked off right now.
Yep.
You can kind of see from the inside.
It's the shoulder has taken a while, but that part of the shoulder has taken less work than the little tire that goes on top.
Oh cool, I want to see that next.
So I'll show you that.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. So I started off like with foam. I took 3 layers of EVA foam. I stacked them up, cut them in a circle, kind of dremeled them so they look soft and all as one. And I took some craft foam to kind of stick over it, heat it up, and make it go around. And you can kind of see where I started pulling the craft foam off because I was really mad at myself for screwing it up. So it would sort of sit on top like this.
Okay.
And I was like, man, this is not going to look the way I want it to look. And this is kind of where I made the decision that I wouldn't limit myself to one discipline, and I would do whatever it took to get it looking as good as I can make it look.
That's awesome.
So what I ended up doing was I ended up taking some clay, some Chavant clay, which is a modeling clay. That's something you can cast. And I went and I sat there for a few hours and I sculpted a little teeny baby tire.
And I'll hold your old one so we can compare it to the new one that you have.
So I took that, I took the clay, and I made a mold out of it. It was a 1-part mold. So basically put the clay in a box, poured the silicone over it, and when you pull it out, you get this. And it's a negative form of what the tire looks like.
And you can see all the little rivets in the tire right here, the details too. It looks really cool.
Yeah. So the first pull of that, what we did was basically, this is cast in rubber. So it's actually kind of like a little tire.
This is the old one compared to the new one.
You basically just stood there for like a few hours, getting it smooth. And then the inside of this is actually foam, so it's squishy.
Oh, it's squishy!
Yeah, so that way it's not heavy. Because if you cast this in resin, it'll be really heavy. So that was sort of like the test pull.
And this is great because it's bendable and it can fit onto your shoulder like so. So that's pretty awesome.
And at the same time when I did that, I decided I would take some Sintra and I made the little nut that goes on top of the tire. You can see this is on a block of wood because I also cast this. Here's the mold for that. And what I ended up getting out of that was a more dull one, but then I ended up spray painting it. And it looks like this, and I actually really like the finish.
Yeah, it looks like a little top of a screw. It looks awesome.
This is exactly what I was going for. And then with the tire, I realized that this is not really a good material for paint because it's rubber. So instead of trying to paint it and making it look like crap, we recast it. Looks kind of the same, except the top is yellow. So we took the rubber and we put some yellow dye in it. So this bottom part is yellow, and it's this yellow part is solid rubber. And then before that cured, when it was like holding up, but not cured, we poured another batch in, and then I rolled it around to make a rubber black skin. You can sort of see that there.
Here, hold it a little bit closer. Nice.
And that's the tire part. And then this is the inside the foam. And when
it's very squishy.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
Like, it is dense enough that like, it's not going to really change its shape, but it's enough to kind of mold to the shoulder. And that's what I was going for.
Hard on the outside, soft on the inside.
So altogether, it looks like this. And I'm like this took hours and hours and hours, but I'm really happy with it.
I really think it's worth it.
And that's what matters. And also, like, I learned a lot, and I'm not going to feel like I sacrificed any quality. So altogether, let me spin this around for you.
Go ahead and put it on you, and I'll hold the pieces on so we can see how it looks on you.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think that's scaled really nicely.
Yeah.
And there's your little thing on there.
So I'm pretty stoked about that.
That's so cool.
And that's where I got with the shoulder. I got some painting to do. Basically all that's left is I need to paint this part yellow, get the pieces put on there, and there's a little bit of a metal outline that goes around the bottom of the tire. And then once I do that, I weather it, and the shoulder will basically be done.
Great, and you have one more tiny little piece that you made last night.
This took a while to figure out. This is the start of his elbow piece. So this, for some reason, this was like a really daunting piece to me. What I ended up doing was I ended up taking this, you can see it's an oval shape, but what I ended up doing was taking a bowl and I did the dishing technique, which is heating up the foam, pushing it into the bowl so it makes a circle. And it was a perfect circle of foam, kind of domed. Then I just took that and I kind of pressed it this way, and guess what? It's the right shape now.
Great, and you already put this
and I put the little grooves in there.
And it looks very nice and neat too.
I just sort of did that with a pen, and I traced it with a X-Acto really carefully, hit it with a heat gun, and it spread out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, here are the pieces that you have done so far, and that's quite a bit.
Way too much work.
Yay, but
so much fun.
Yeah,
it's so worth it.
And you're getting the results that you want. That's really important. Thank you for showing off your Roadhog progress.
I can't wait to show more, and I hope I haven't done my pack self.
Yeah, if you guys like this and you want to see more of his Roadhog cosplay, let me know down in the comments. And thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun, as much fun as we did, showing you what we're working on. And make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next video. And I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.